Yo, what is up, you guys? It's Makai7 here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my Apex Legends character tier list in Apex Legends. Now, before we start this video, I just want to say thank you so much for the support from this past couple of weeks. We're getting more and more subscribers, more and more supporters these past couple of weeks. More people just commenting on my videos saying they love my channel, they love supporting me, and I'm just in tears right now. I'm just in tears of joy seeing this much support on my channel, and I just want to say thank you for that. Also, of course, we got to follow the socials. All my socials are in the description, or you could just type it in right now. That's in the screen at Makai7 on every social: Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, etc. And after we get all that down, we can get started with the video. Alright, so now in this tier list, we're gonna go A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and that's basically A through D with all these legends. Some of these legends I did not put in because some of the legends are unplayable, and like it was my opinion to not put them in this list. I see other Apex tier legends lists where they don't put, you know, some legends in a tier list, so I decided to do the same thing. So these are some of the legends that most people use in this tier list. So let's get started. Now, for the first and only person in the D tier is Lifeline. Now, the reason why Lifeline is in the D tier is because her passive ability only does something if you have teammates, and obviously you're solo queuing in pubs, squads, or duos or whatever. So her passive is worthless. You can't do anything with it. Her tactical, you're not going to be able to use it. Her heal drone and 1-on-2 or 1-on-3 situations is going to be a waste of time trying to heal yourself while you're in a fight, and it's only, I guess, good if you're in the ring still and you have to get out of the ring and you have to heal yourself and you don't have any heals. That's the only thing good about it. And then her ultimate, her care package, it takes a long time to recharge and it takes a long time to drop, causing enemies to come over to the care package trail and then fire on you, and then you're gonna die because you're getting a surprise attack from those enemies. I really like Lifeline. She's good when you're playing with teammates. I enjoyed playing her when I was playing with teammates, but when I try to solo queue with her, she is not good at all to solo queue. That's why Lifeline is in a D tier list. And now let's move on to the C tier list. First person on the C tier list gotta be Loba. Now, I love playing as Loba. She is really fun to play as, especially with her tactical. But the reason why she's C tier list is because her tactical is what makes her good, and her passive is what is eye for quality, so you could see legendary loot or epic loot through walls or through crates, and you don't have to like get the basic loot first, and you can go over and get the other loot, the better loot first, and you could already get like purple armor or the purple helmet or whatever. It's like really good. That's why I like the passive. Now, our tactical, she could be at least a high C or a low B tier legend, but her tactical, they keep messing it up. They don't know how to fix it, and her tactical is the bracelet, which teleports her. Her bracelet is too slow to activate, and then it's too slow when you do teleport, and you're already gonna get shot multiple times by different people because she's still doing that animation where she teleports, and then that's how it gets messed up. Now, her ultimate Black Market is good when you are like in the end game or the beginning game, because you can get all the loot before the other players get it. That's why I have her on the C tier list, because she's not useless as a solo queue, but she's like alright, decent. She's a decent legend in this category. Alright, so now for the second person in the C tier list category is Revenant. Now, the reason why I put Revenant on here is because he's a decent player to solo queue as, but his tactical and death totem is what makes him as a C tier legend. The reason why he's a C tier legend is because his death totem is not really useful to you if you're just playing by yourself. You only have 100 damage when you use the death totem, and if you go to a full 2-man squad or a 3-man squad, you might be able to crack one of them, but one of those teammates is gonna already kill your death totem ultimate, and then you're gonna respawn back over there, and then while you try to run over there and finish them off, they're already gonna heal back up, and then you're not gonna be able to finish them, and it was just a whole bunch of waste of time, and now your health is low, and then you gotta do all of that. His tactical is alright, but it's too long to regenerate, and you only get 2. I think it should be at least 15 seconds instead of 20. You only have 20 seconds for it to to like regenerate, and it's all right for blocking doors or to not let like an enemy pass through that area because you're trying to heal up. But his tactical is not really good if you're just playing by yourself. If you're playing with teammates, it's all right, but for solo queuing, it's not. The only good thing about this this character legend and solo queuing is his passive, which makes him crouch walk faster and climb walls faster. Really good if you're, you know, in those 1-on-3, 1-on-2 situations, and you could you know, wall jump or crouch walk silently but get there faster, and then, you know, just jump them all by surprise and they'll already be down. All right, now moving on to the B tier list, and I know a whole bunch of people is gonna disagree with me with this, and they're not gonna like me about this, but it's gotta be Rampart. I don't know why people do not like Rampart, but Rampart is the best legend for solo queuing for me. I have 3k damage with her. The highest was 3.3k damage. I have the 3k badge. She was the first legend to ever get the 3k badge, and it was easy. I do not know why people do not like her, but her passive is modded loader. She's an excellent legend if you're using a Spitfire and a demolition. What I use with this combo, for the weapon combo for Rampart, is the Spitfire and the G7 Scout. When I use the amp cover in end games, or when people are trying to rush me and I get into a building, her amp cover is overpowered to block doors, and then as soon as they try to open that door and they don't see the cover, you can automatically just fire on them with the Spitfire. Because if you have at least the epic mag or the legendary mag on a Spitfire, that's like at least, I think it was 70 or 80 bullets. Now imagine putting 80 bullets in an LMG while they only have like at least 28 bullets in an R99, and then they run out of ammo because they're trying to shoot through the cover, and you could just shoot them already with 80 bullets. That's overpowered, and I do not know why people do not like it. And then her ultimate, which is the Sheila, the Emplace minigun, that's overpowered as well in the end game, because you could put so much cover in a building once you get to the last circle and just keep shooting them with the minigun, and you can get high damage with it because they're trying to get that cover out of you while you're shooting at them. So it's like, it's really, what's that word called? It's really overwhelming. That's the word. It's overwhelming to those enemy players that are getting shot down by that minigun over and over again. Also, you could reload mags in a Spitfire and the Sheila really quickly, and that's why I think Rampart is the best solo queue legend for this tier list. Alright, so now for the next person on this list, which I almost made as a C tier legend, is Wraith. Now the reason why Wraith is on the B tier legend is because her low profile, which makes her more difficult to hit, with also her tactical and her dimensional rift, makes her really overpowered to hit enemies on a 1-on-2, 1-on-3 situation. She moves quickly too, and it just seems like you're moving fast, and like, you know, you're in that try hard mode when you're using her. That's why I put her as a B tier list. I win so many games with her. Also, the Voices from the Void is basically like that Call of Duty thing where you have the thing where people tell you if there's someone behind you or in front of you, you know, so you hear voices in her mind saying there's people aiming at you or whatever, or there's someone locking on to me. That's why I put her as a B tier legend. Alright, for the next person on this B tier list is Mirage. The reason why I got him on the B tier list is because his ultimate and tactical is the best thing to have in solo, because every time you use those tacticals or the ultimates, making all those copies and decoys of yourself, it always fools the player, and it always fools me too. It works at least 80 to 90% of the time, and that's why I always use him as a solo legend. But his passive is not really good, because his passive only cloaks you when you're reviving teammates or at the respawn beacons, but since you're solo queuing, you're not going to be able to use the passive. That's why he's in a B tier list and not A or S. If he had a better passive or more things to his passive, I would put him at the A tier, definitely. Alright, so now on to the A tier list, and the first person on this A tier list is Gibraltar. Now the reason why Gibraltar is on this A tier list and he's really set high is because his passive and his tactical abilities are really OP. Now what I mean by that is because his passive, which is the gun shield, is overpowered. I don't know how many times I shoot somebody and they get me all the way down, but then they start missing their shots because the gun shield is right there and I'm able to down them while I'm at minimum health. And that's why I think his passive gun shield is OP. Also, you have a fortified thing, which is another passive for him, which incoming damage reduced by 15%. Now with that gun shield, with the fortified incoming damage reduced by 50%, your health is like really higher than anyone. So you know, the total health, if you have full shield and like purple shield, and your health is 200. Now imagine that 15% incoming damage reduced with the gun shield, and your shield your purple shield or red shield with your health, you have tons of health and you can get down 1-on-3, 1-on-2 situations and win it every time. And his tactical, which is Dome of Protection, you can block incoming and outgoing attacks. You could use that to heal up real quick while the enemies try to push you, and then you already be healed up by the time they get there. Now you could use this when there's no shield or protection out there at all, when you're in the outside and you're not in buildings at all. That's why his tactical is always OP in solo queuing. Now his ultimate, which is the Defensive Bombardment, I think that's how you say it. Basically like Bangalore's ult, where a whole bunch of mortar strikes come in a position where you throw the flare at in the ground. It's really OP if you're using it at end game and you're at the last circle and there's like you have no cover at all or whatever, any situation where it's the last circle, and you can throw that right there, use your dome shield to protect yourself, and then you can get all the enemy players already down or low, and then you can finish it and win the game like that. And that's why I put Gibraltar as an A tier list legend. He's really OP in solo queuing, and yeah. And now for the next person in the A tier list is Bloodhound. Now Bloodhound, he is also OP in solo queuing because of his passive, tactical, and his ultimate. Now his ultimate, which makes him faster and makes his tactical regenerate even faster, is really OP in solo queuing. I win so many 1-on-3, 1-on-2 situation fights with this character all the time because of how fast and how he's able to see enemies wherever they at. And it's really OP every time I use him as a solo queue legend. Now his tracker, which you can also see clues left for you to find, so you can see if there's enemies in front of you, so you won't have to waste your tactical every time because you're scared to go into a tunnel or a building. So you could use these tracker passive abilities to see if anybody has been up here 50 seconds ago, 60 seconds ago, 80 seconds ago, etc, etc. And that's why Bloodhound is a tier legend. Now finally we are at the end and we are on the S tier legend list, which I think is the most overpowered OP best legends for solo queuing. Now the first person on this list is Horizon. Season 7, tons of people that went from Wraith mains went to Horizon mains as soon as she went out. Her tacticals, her passive abilities, and her ultimate is what makes her really OP in solo queuing. Now for her passive, which is Spacewalk, increase air control and reduce fall impacts with Horizon's custom spacesuit, makes her OP when she's trying to run away from people, and she could easily slide down on the ground and keep running, making her fast and give her a speed boost. Her tactical, which is Gravity Lift, what makes her float up in the air and can laser enemies while staying in correct position, just staying on top with the best accuracy I ever seen while using her tactical. Gravity Lift is also the best thing to have in solo queuing, and you can get multiple enemies at the same time while up in the air, or you could leave if you're in a bad situation and you have to leave the fight. Now our ultimate is what people have been using a lot. They usually have like at least 4 arc stars or grenades or the thermites, and they just throw it right in the hole because it sucks them in, and you can easily just take 100 damage to their whole armor off, and then you can start lasering them as soon as those grenades pop off. I don't know how many times I threw 4 arc stars and able to crack or even kill the whole squad because of that ultimate and the grenades. That's the best thing to do with this combo if you're using our ultimate. That's the only thing that's the ultimate is good for, except for I guess pulling enemies out of cover so you can shoot them. But the most effective way to using her ultimate is just throwing a crazy amount of arc stars, or grenades, or thermites. Alright, for now the last person on this list is Pathfinder. The reason why I got Pathfinder on here is because his tactical and his ultimate is what makes him OP if you're try hard at the game. Mostly this person is good in PC. You can't really use his full potential in console because you need to use a lot of buttons at the same time to make his tactical and ultimate really good in 1-on-2, 1-on-3 situations. Now his tactical, which is the grappling hook, if you combo it with pressing A, the jump button, and then go over a person and shoot them in the back or go behind their cover, it's really OP to use. Also with his zipline gun, which you can keep spamming the the zipline jump on it and then make you speed boost up to the roof or something. It's really OP to use, and that's why I have Pathfinder on the S tier list. Alright you guys, so that was it for this Apex Legends character tier list in this video. Tell me in the comments if this video, wasn't, explaining characters correctly, right? Or if I missed something or the information was wrong. or if this Apex Legends character tier list was just down bad terrible and my opinions did not matter. But after you guys, you know, comment all of that, you know, whatever, just please tell me in the comments if this is a good tier list or not. Tell me your opinions. And then yeah, thanks for watching. I'm out of here.
You win! Perfect!